What's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? It's your boy Mel here for another review. How you doing? Sorry about being silent for a week. I lost my voice for a week during the events I work at. Whew. But I'm feeling better now, so we're going back to a review here. So today I'll be talking about my thoughts on the Batman Cape Crusader episode Night Ride, which features a comic villain that should be his own Halloween episode, along with the Scarecrow, the Gentleman Ghost, aka Gentleman Jim Craddock. So yeah, before we begin, did you subscribe? Then hit the bell. If so, let's go. So the Gentleman Ghost first made his appearance in the Flash Comics issue number 88 in October of 1947. There have been many different versions of the Gentleman Ghost, either from the comics or in Batman Brave and the Bold, where he made his appearance like 3 times. First time is half, then another became his own lie. He made Batman into a ghost, and that was in the flashback when he was alive. Which, yeah. And now we have this version of Jim Craddock, which, Jesus Christ. Instead of sent him the Victorian era, he sent him during the pre-Revolutionary War era, which he's a complete asshole right here. I mean, a complete racist, privileged asshole. If you see his flashback, I mean, okay, you understand why. Sorry. And like I said, this is in the first season of Batman Cape Crusader, and I'm sorry, but Night Ride is like his own Halloween episode. It's the first time Batman dealing with the supernatural. No shot. So yeah. What's the premise of the episode? Well, let's just say I'll start doing instead of bank robbery, which of course, why not? Hold on, I gotta check something here for a minute. As I sorry. As I was saying, this was a series of robberies, which, of course, our first appearance, we see an armored truck. We see the Gentleman Ghost's first appearance stealing the truck, but also something doesn't add up, because when we see him get in the armored truck, he actually, one of the guards is a woman. He offers her his hand, saying, "A woman should not be in these dangerous places, you know." Which, fuck off. And he just disappears like so, with the money in tow, which, yeah. Of course, we see later on, these robberies continue. We see Bruce, along with Alfred and Lucius, mostly talking about the supernatural, which, of course, remember, they're both chummy, you know. I like how we see a different version of Gentleman Ghost, how he treats different people. Especially his background. How? Let's just say when Lucius goes to a certain property, which turns out to be that belonged to Craddock's, literally belonged to the Gentleman Ghost, now owned by his descendant, Russell Craddock. He was to sell it to Lucius and turn to a residential, like a kind of like a nice, comfy living area, not like apartments for people who can afford it, which is kind of cool. But also, it kind of pisses off Gentleman Ghost because remember, he despises the poor. Meaning, well, to explain you more, this is the new background of this version of Gentleman Ghost while Bruce was investigating who he is when he knows his coat of arms on his bag. Which, of course, when he went to the library and asked the librarian about that, she mentioned it as one of the founding families of Gotham. Which, of course, he built his estate at Heritage Hall, which is where Lucius went to complete the deal with Russell Craddock. Fortunately, James Craddock was a member of Gotham's finest founding families. He built his estate on Heritage Hall, on the land granted him by King George III. Of course, he was a compulsive gambler and squandered away much of his family fortune and nearly lost his home. During the American Revolution, Craddock was a staunch royal loyalist and blamed democracy for all his misfortunes. Unfortunately, during this, he was forced into highway robbery, as the gentleman Jim Craddock. But instead of robbing rich people, he robs poor people, like poor people, slaves, those. Eventually, he was caught for his crimes and hanged at the town gallows. So yeah, as a personality, like I said, he is more an elitist who valued bloodline and social class above all else. As a nobleman, he believed the wealth and privilege were his birthright. As a highwayman, he was described as a dark reflection of Robin Hood, stealing from the poor to give him to himself. He prided himself on never stealing from those high station in noble blood, but happily took all he could from so-called lower classes. In death, Craddock prejudiced against those who believed to be lower status to him were no less diminished, referring to likes of Lucius Fox as a rabble, refusing to take Harvard's money, which, Harvard tried to give him his money, but instead, Gentleman Ghost says, "No, I will not take a man such as your status, such as your position, your money, but I'll be taking this commoner's money as well." Yeah. In the newspaper, right there. So a high social standing. He also scoffed at Batman, someone who he had earlier recognized as a man of high breeding. Views that all men were born equally, mocking him for believing such things and calling it rubbish. Yeah, that sounds like a total piece of shit to me right there. I also like the fact they also had a little help from a certain voodoo man. I forgot his name. What was his name? Linton Midnight, which this is his first appearance in the right here. He's well known in the comics, but here, when Batman looks for information, he actually says, about the Gentleman Ghost. Which, I like the ending where Batman gives Midnight Gentleman Ghost, and you hear the fear in Gentleman Ghost's voice when he realizes who it is. Like, no, anything by him, not him. Literally, he knew. Well, we meet again, Jim Craddock. Like, they met before. Don't tell me you actually. I'm wondering what the hell does he know about Midnight? That's a mystery I don't know. I know Midnight appeared mostly with Constantine, but this is quite interesting. Seeing Craddock going full blown freaked out mode when he sees it's Midnight he's being turned into. Sorry. Jesus. But I do enjoy the new backstory of the Gentleman Ghost. It's like, we got many versions of Jim Craddock's backstory. Mostly, his original is more set in the Victorian era, kind of like Jack the Ripper. And I got he made him more like set during the pre-Revolutionary War era. It made more like a stunned royalist piece of shit who treats people lower behind under him like garbage and treat the wealthy like equals, which, I also liked how his design, especially that eerie, supernatural, bluish glow, compared to his original design, like a whitish, a white glow, like a ghost. Well, in Batman the Brave Bold, he has two colors. The white version, when he shows his face, it looks like the undead black version. Yeah. But to tell you the truth, I recommend this episode. It's pretty cool. It was a good Halloween episode as well. And if you are interested to watch this, let me know in the comments down below. And hey, I can't wait for season 2. Let's see how this is going to work out for the new season 2. Because hey, they reveal the Joker at the end. But from what I heard, this will be the Joker from the early days of the comic. I'm talking about the early version of him, who's more darker, more mysterious. But yeah, let me know what you think of Night Ride, especially the new background detail of the Gentleman Ghost. To me, that was quite interesting. And also I like how he even threatens to kill his own descendant after he calls him out for selling their heritage to Lucius. Damn, that's how you know some of his descendants are tired of his shit, even centuries after. But yeah, let me know what you're talking. Let me know what you think of this episode. Comment down below. And hey, to me, this should have been a Halloween. This is a Halloween episode officially. The way it sets in and everything. And also, we have Alfred being possessed by Gentleman Ghost, but lucky for Batman, he has to complete the ritual before it got too late. Jesus Christ. But yeah. Until then, stay safe. Peace out. See you next time. I hope so. See ya.